Thank you for choosing to attend this extra credit session, Building Leadership, the Role of Mentoring and Coaching. There are many paths you can take on your own personal road to developing your leadership skills. Many you will be able to take on your own. But what do you do if you feel like you need help? Mentoring and coaching are two methods you can use. We all have a great many people in our lives who have taught us, guided us, given us the tools to be successful. Can you think of a special individual who made a major impact on you, personally or professionally? Is there someone who helped you grow and develop as a leader, as an individual? Who was it? Take a minute and really think about it. If necessary, pause this recording in order to identify that person. It may be one or more people, but for now, focus on those who really helped you as a leader. In this short session, we are going to examine the different ways people can affect your growth as a leader, focusing on coaches and mentors. Learn how each one can influence your own leadership development, help you decide what your next steps will be, and whether you think you would benefit from the assistance of a coach, a mentor, or both, and try to help you make this decision. Please remember, this is not a step that everyone must take in their personal development, but you may be surprised how important this step can be. First, I want to remind you that while you may or may not have a paid position outside of PTA, you can consider your volunteer work as professional experience. Our PTAs, whether at the local, council, state, or national level, are really businesses. We are not paid for our PTA work in dollars and cents, but it still takes a lot of our time and effort. You can see on the screen how the U.S. Department of Labor defines a volunteer. Basically, volunteers work to provide hours of service for civic, charitable, or humanitarian purposes without the expectation of payment. And the value of 1 hour of volunteer time was approximately $29.95 in 2022, and that value is rising. It's also an acceptable practice to list your volunteer service on your resume when you are applying for a paid position. What does this have to do with a discussion about coaches and mentors? You need to understand that what you do as a volunteer has value. What you do to invest in yourself personally and your leadership skills has value too, not only to yourself, but also to the children and youth, families, educators and administrators, and the community at large who will benefit from your efforts. Let's begin with the understanding of the kinds of help you can look for in your personal and leadership development. A coach helps you determine where you are now, where you want to be, your goals, and how to get there. Sometimes a coach will work with you in achieving those goals. A coach does not necessarily have the experience specific to what the individual being coached is working on, meaning if the person is being coached and has a goal to be Texas PTA president, the coach may never have been the president of a statewide organization. A mentor helps you from the position of having been in your current position and beyond. A mentor has the knowledge and experience and has the ability to advise and guide specifically. A trainer is basically a teacher, just providing information and knowledge. A consultant or a counselor works to assist an individual, group, or team transitioning from position to position or from one process, mode of operation, etc., to another. What you need in your current development is a personal decision. To put it in more concrete terms, the trainer will teach you how to do something, like how to do the laundry. The consultant will recommend how to do the laundry. The coach will encourage and support you in finding the best way for you to do the laundry, and the mentor will share tips from having done the laundry. Let's look at coaches and mentors in another way. A coach is usually a short-term relationship, active only until you reach your goal, whereas you would work with a mentor for a year or more. Some mentor relationships can last 2 to 5 years. A coach usually is specially trained, and coaching may be a full-time job. A mentor, as stated before, provides value from experience and lessons learned. Coaching is provided through a more formal relationship, regular appointments, specific time frames, goals achieved, etc. A coach can be a trainer and an advisor. A mentorship is more informal, with a mentor often serving as a partner and a collaborator in the process. In some cases, you may learn from your mentor not just by talking, but by observing, working side by side, and actual experiences. The relationship of a coach and a coachee are not equal. A coach controls the experience based on the needs of the individual. A mentor and a mentee usually have a very informal relationship with a lot of give and take. In the best situations, both are sharing and learning. Coaching is a reflective experience, with the coach asking a lot of questions. A mentorship will involve questions, but those questions usually come from the mentee and are answered by the mentor. While the term coaching is often confused with training, mentoring, or consulting, true coaching is about supporting people in achieving their potential. It's positive and forward-moving. Coaching includes honest feedback and accountability, as well as strategies to help people overcome roadblocks to achieve better performance. This graphic from Culture at Work gives a visual of the difference in the way a coach and a mentor work with an individual. As you can see, the coaching experience is non-directive. The coach asks questions, allowing the individual to be the one who directs the outcomes. Greater self and situational awareness should be part of the benefits. And the coach may not have any experience relatable to the individual's situation or status. The mentoring experience is directive. The mentor has lived and experienced what the individual wants in the future. The mentor guides and shares. Richard Scarbeck, managing partner of Empowerment Coaching, sums up the difference between coaching and mentoring in these 2 sentences. The coach offers great questions to get your answers. The mentor has great answers to your questions. John C. Maxwell is a best-selling author, coach, and speaker who is often called the country's #1 leadership authority. He often relates his experience of being a mentee as a turning point in his life. Maxwell says, "A mentor is someone who teaches, guides, and lifts you up by virtue of his or her experience and insight. They're usually someone a little farther ahead of you on the path, though that doesn't always mean they're older. A mentor is someone with a head full of experience and heart full of generosity that brings those things together in your life." Remember when I asked you to identify someone who made a major impact on you, personally or professionally? Someone who helped you grow and develop as an individual and a leader? Would that someone, that person, be a coach or a mentor based on what we've learned in this session? Or, now that you have more information, is there someone else you would put in one of those categories? If you need to, pause this recording and think about it. Why should you consider having a mentor, and what are the benefits? Through the mentor-mentee experience, you will build an ongoing relationship. As stated earlier, the mentor relationship is normally long-term. It should have value for the mentor and the mentee. You will grow from sharing of hard and soft skills, knowledge, and expertise. A mentor is the one who has walked in your shoes, been in your current situation, so a well-matched mentor will have a lot to offer. They shouldn't tell you about what they did or do. They should show you and allow you to experience the situation firsthand. You will identify a role model with whom you have direct access. Sometimes people have role models who they wish to emulate, but a mentor is not that person you see and wish you were. Your mentor is the person you want to be like and the one who will help you get there. You will develop both emotionally and intellectually. Yes, you should gain from the mentor's experience, but you should also grow emotionally too. Your mentor should bring experience, relevance, wisdom, passion, perspective, commitment, and spirit to the relationship. You will gain valuable skills and experience. The mentor relationship is truly a do as I say and do experience. The understanding of what he or she has faced to what is possible for you translates into growth and development. And finally, you will make true progress in furthering your development as a leader. In the best of mentor-mentee relationships, you will change in multiple ways: viewpoint, understanding, attitude, empathy, and much, much more. Maybe you are not looking to spend the time to work on your own personal development, but you want to work to achieving some short-term goals in your position. In that case, a coach could be beneficial to you. A coach can help you increase your productivity. Maybe you feel like you are bogged down by the day-to-day tasks and can't get to those larger tasks. Time management and prioritization could be a focus. Promote self-awareness. Understanding yourself, how others view you, and how you interact with others are skills we all need. Both a coach and a mentor can help you with these. Instill self-confidence. Confidence is not a one-size-fits-all experiences attitude. Trusting in your own abilities, qualities, and judgment can differ from situation to situation, and while you may feel confident in some skills, others may need more development. Or you may have what you need skill-wise, but you don't realize it. Enhance communication skills. Good communication is one of those make or break skills that is needed in every position you may hold. Good communication is meaningful, ongoing, and two-way, and it requires a lot of intentionality and work. Build relationships. Coaching involves a relationship between the coach and the coachee, but it can also help you build both short-term and lasting relationships that will allow you to progress. And finally, find your work-to-life balance. This balance is key to harmony at home and in the workplace, and eventually to your own mental and physical health and satisfaction. An outside observer is often the only way you can realistically evaluate your current situation. You need to decide where you are now and what you feel you need. What are your goals for self-development? Are there skills you want to learn or develop? What are they? What kind of learning environment is best for you? Do you want to be guided and advised by a coach, or do you want to learn from the expertise and experience of a mentor? Do you have the time to invest? Which in any case can mean homework, such as reading, listening, reflection, practice, etc., as well as meetings and activities. You can have the ability to manage the scheduling, but both coaching and mentoring will take time. Are you ready to invest the time now, or is this something you would rather do later? Or is it imperative because of a new position, a deadline, a crisis, or another type of change in your situation that means you must make some changes immediately? Don't worry about what others think. These are questions only you can answer. Once you have made your decision and committed to coaching, mentoring, or both, there are responsibilities on your part that are necessary for successful outcomes. Preparation. We've all heard the phrase, all's well that ends well. John Maxwell said, all's well that begins well. Part of the preparation would be who to choose as your coach or mentor. Make a list of wants and or needs as outcomes so that you can begin preparing and planning to make it happen. Know the questions you want to ask of your role model and mentor. Reflection. Both in and between meetings with your mentor or coach, you will need to consider how to apply what you have discussed. Compare your expectations to your reality and make decisions about next steps. Those next steps will, more than likely, involve making some changes. Change. Some fear it and some embrace it. No matter what your initial reaction is, change is a part of your professional and personal growth. Once you set aside any fears, change can be exciting. Action. There can be no change without action. It will be up to you whether you address change in baby steps or leaps and bounds, but address it you must. If you face your leadership development through preparation, reflection, change, and action, if you intentionally plan to advance, you will make progress. Coach or coachee, mentor or mentee. These words from Simon Sinek, leadership expert and author, should be in the forefront of your mind. Leadership is not about being in charge. So many times, we think not only of the leader being in charge, but of leading the charge. That can be the case. But what's important to consider is how the individual became that leader. Did he use others as stepping stones to get to the front? Did she cast aside those who helped her along the way? Leadership is about taking care of those in your charge. How you became a leader and how you remain a leader are both important. Taking care of others, bringing them along with you, and allowing them to grow with you, those are the identifiers of a true leader. If you climb to the top of the hill and look back and no one is there, you are not a leader. You are just a hiker. What will be your next step? Will you choose to work on self-improvement with a coach or mentor? Or are you ready to support someone else achieve their goals? While we have spent the session on the ways you can improve yourself, you may be in the position to help others on their path to success. And assisting others doesn't mean that you have reached the pinnacle of success yourself. It only means that you have something to offer. Be aware, everyone has values. Many can be a coach, and anyone can be a mentor. It's not always an either-or situation. While I hope that I personally have something to offer to others, I never want to stop growing and developing personally. So you, could be both developing yourself and others in this leadership journey. It takes honesty, courage, and vulnerability. Honesty about what you need and what you have to offer. Courage to realize you are ready to step out of your comfort zone. And the vulnerability to realize you are open to accept that you need to develop yourself, to hear some things you may not want to hear, or say the things that are difficult for others to hear, all with kindness, empathy, and the best of intentions. Brené Brown said, "We need more people who are willing to demonstrate what it looks like to risk and endure failure, disappointment, and regret. People willing to feel their own hurt instead of working it out on other people. People willing to own their own stories, live their values, and keep showing up. Working on our own development and/or helping others with theirs is not easy. There's a reason why it's called growing pains. Are you ready for change? What will be your next step? Thank you for attending Building Leadership, the Role of Mentoring and Coaching. To learn more about other opportunities to develop your leadership skills, check out our full resource library at txpta.org/leadership.